Hey, what's going on, everyone? So, Homebody is a new survival horror puzzle game from Game Grumps and Rogue Games Inc., and it was released on June 1st for PC and consoles. This game centers around a character named Emily who is meeting up with some of her old friends at a remote rental home to watch a meteor shower together. But they are quickly trapped in a situation that they could have never expected as a mysterious killer shows up in the house, along with a strange Groundhog Day or Happy Death Day-esque time loop as she tries to figure out a way to escape. I have to admit that I was very reluctant to play this one. I saw a review on Steam that pretty much summed up my initial thoughts perfectly, which is that there's just a lot of horror games out there, especially the ones in this $20 price range with somewhat similar concepts, and I was kind of worried that it would just be another part of that crowd. But the few reviews that were out seemed to be on the positive side, and something about the aesthetic of this was drawing me in, so I figured, why not try it out? And I am happy to say that I was not disappointed. This game has so many layers in its narrative that it really made me happy to keep playing the entire time, and that was needed because I'm not someone that enjoys the particular kinds of puzzles that are in this game. It might be a weird complaint, but the reason for that is mostly because of the look of them. I just don't find like the whole electrical wiring thing very pleasing to the eye, I guess, and rummaging through all these things to look for combinations and items and important document information, which, you know, some of them were definitely more fun to do than others. But for the most part, all of that just kind of makes my brain melt. And I suppose it like really isn't a complaint towards the game, but mostly just like a personal preference. But the part that I did love so much is that these characters all felt very familiar, and the dynamic of their friendships and the deeper meanings behind a lot of the dialogue and the overall messages of this game were powering me through this and powering me through these puzzles more than anything else was. I also really love the idea of time loops in games and movies, and the fact that with each death you learn just a little bit more and a little bit more until you've become sort of an expert at everything, and like the killer on the loose just kind of becomes standard fare that you aren't really scared of anymore. Another thing I liked here was the nostalgic feel that they were going for. There are some very big themes of nostalgia throughout this game, and they even have this little like fun Super Mario knockoff game that you can play, which I was really bad at, but all of that did kind of like remind me of some older slasher movies, which they do reference to every once in a while. And one thing I really wanted to make sure and mention was that I loved the random books that they had in here, like Frankenstein and Dracula, which both had like 2,000 pages of text between the two of them. And like obviously they're not the size of actual book pages or anything, but I still love that they had that much text that you could go through and sit there and just read it all if you wanted to. And those little details like that, they just make me smile when playing, and those things do stick with me. But at the end of the day, if I had to say whether or not I would recommend this one, I would still kind of be on the fence with it like I was before even playing it, because although like the themes are great, the way that they talk about mental health felt very refreshing, and it helped me connect with the story and the characters way more than I would have expected to beforehand. The gameplay itself just didn't keep me as engaged as much as I would have liked, and it did keep me from enjoying the overall experience of it. So I think really I would have to be like right around that 7 out of 10 range for me on this one. But if you do check this one out and you enjoy it, I would love to talk to you about it, just kind of see the differences of what you liked and what you didn't like and things like that. I'm always responding to any comments down there, most of them at least. And but yeah, I guess that's really all I've got for this one. Thank you all so much for stopping by. It really does mean a lot to me. I hope you're all doing well out there, and until the next one, everyone, take care.